Hello and welcome to Buddhistdoor Global's weekly news review. I'm Dr. Justin Whitaker, Senior Correspondent for BDG. In this week's news, the Khyentse Foundation's Kumarajiva project marks its second year with 7 Buddhist texts translated into Chinese. The Kumarajiva project, an initiative of the Khyentse Foundation, founded by Dzongtsar Jamyang Khyentse Rinpoche, has entered into its second year of translating Tibetan Buddhist texts into Chinese. They are announcing the first ever Chinese translations of 7 new Tibetan texts. The Kumarajiva project has completed the translation of these 7 texts from the Tibetan canon into Chinese since July of last year. In February this year, the Foundation announced the online publication of a Chinese language version of the Sutra of the Questions of Brahma, representing the first Tibetan to Chinese translation of a Buddhist text completed by the Kumarajiva project. The new ones include the Perfection of Wisdom, Mother in One Syllable, the Sutra of Nanda's Questions, the Bodhisattva's Confession of Ethical Downfalls, and more. In America, Buddhist teachers and Sanghas offered election night meditations. As Americans headed to the polls and ballots were counted for the presidential election, as well as other national and state-level contests last Tuesday, many Buddhist teachers and communities offered in-person and virtual meditations. While nearly all events were hosted online due to the COVID-19 pandemic, a few in-person events were planned in outdoor spaces. While most of the world has had to deal with the stresses of the COVID-19 pandemic, problems in the U.S. were compounded over the summer as Black Lives Matter protests sprang up across the country in response to the police killing of George Floyd last May. As commentators have also noted, this year's presidential election has been marred by partisan divisions not seen in recent history. The result for many people in America has been anger, fear, and anxiety. Buddhist offerings of meditation and community have been put forth in response to the stress of the election and to the particular problems in America at this time. In Myanmar, the fugitive nationalist Buddhist monk Ashin Wirathu had surrendered to police ahead of elections there. The hardline Buddhist monk Ashin Wirathu, who has garnered international renown and criticism for fomenting religious tensions through his vocal opposition to Islam and Myanmar's minority Rohingya Muslim community, turned himself into police last Monday after almost 1.5 years on the run and just days ahead of a critical national election. An arrest warrant for the outspoken 52-year-old monk, who has been the high-profile face of the country's Buddhist national movement, was issued in May last year on a charge of sedition following a series of speeches attacking and criticizing the civilian government of State Councilor Aung San Suu Kyi and praising the country's military. Wirathu's surprise surrender comes just days before Myanmar's general election Sunday. If found guilty of the sedition charge, Wirathu could be sentenced to 3 years to life in prison. He will also have to be defrocked by Myanmar's Buddhist monastic authorities before he can be formally arrested. In Thailand, Thai Airways will offer a flight to nowhere over Buddhist sacred sites. Passengers of Thai Airways will have the opportunity on November 30th to view a multitude of Thailand's Buddhist landmarks from above. A single flight will take off from Bangkok and fly over 99 Buddhist sites, including Wat Arun and the Temple of the Emerald Buddha in Bangkok, and UNESCO-listed heritage sites in Sukhothai and Ayutthaya in the kingdom's Central Plains. The move is an attempt to boost domestic tourism in Thailand, which has seen its international tourism plummet since the start of the novel coronavirus pandemic. The flight to nowhere, expected to last 3 hours, will cover 31 provinces before returning to Bangkok's Suvarnabhumi International Airport. Such excursions have been offered elsewhere, predominantly in Asia, as carriers struggle to maintain revenue amid passenger losses from canceled international and domestic flights. And lastly, the Dalai Lama has begun 3-day online teachings for Russian Buddhists. His Holiness the Dalai Lama began a 3-day teaching on Nagarjuna's commentary on the awakening mind on the 5th of November at the request of Russian Buddhists by video link from his residence of Tekchen Choling in Dharamsala, northern India. The program was organized by Datsang Rinpoche Bagsa of Kalmykia, the golden abode of Shakyamuni Buddha, the administration of the Kambi Lama of the Tuva Republic, the Save Tibet Foundation based in Moscow, and the Center of Tibetan Culture and Information, also based in Moscow. Teachings by the Dalai Lama for Russian Buddhists have been held in India since 2009 at the request of Venerable Ilo Rinpoche, abbot of Datsang Rinpoche Bagsa, the head Lama of Kalmykia, and Tilo Tulku Rinpoche, who is the Dalai Lama's representative in Russia, Mongolia, and formerly Soviet countries, with the support of the Kambi Lama, the senior most Buddhist monastic in the Tuva Republic. This year, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, the teachings for Buddhists in Russia are being held online for the first time. That is all for this week's BDG News Review. If you enjoy regular news videos delivered to you each week, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe and share this video with friends. We appreciate your support and feedback in the comments below. Be sure to check out our website, Buddhistdoor.net, for these stories along with features and special coverage of Buddhism around the world.